Okay, I just turned off the AC for this, so let's get this done. All right, so today's video is going to be a little different than usual, I think. So what I wanted to talk about is a little bit about tube microphones and tubes and what they sound like when they start to fail. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this video is I got one of the Warm Audio, it's the WA67, so it's mimicking a U67. And so the U67 and the Warm Audio replica, or whatever you want to call it, I forget the technical term for what you would call it. It's mimicking the U67. So both of these microphones are tube microphones, right? So I actually have the box behind me here. I'll open it up in a second and kind of show you some details about it. But basically, it's a tube microphone. So if you're familiar with tube microphones, they tend to have their own separate power supply. It's often like a box like this big. I'll show you the one that I have. And you plug the box in. That's the power supply for the microphone. For the tube, it powers the tube. And then you plug your microphone into that box. And then you plug into, whatever your snake or your wall or your, whatever your interface is. So I had this idea to do a video where we listen to the tube mic both not warmed up and then warmed up. And the thing is, with these microphones, you're supposed to plug them in and let them warm up for a little bit before you use them. And usually I've let them warm up for like half an hour or something. I don't know the exact amount of time that you need to let them warm up, but usually it doesn't take too long before they're good to go, so to speak. So usually what you do is if you're doing a setup that involves one of these microphones, you get it plugged in and warmed up, and you get it going, and then you do other things for your setup, and then you hopefully it's warmed up by the time you're ready to record. And that's kind of how I've done things in studios that have these mics, and that's how I've been doing things with this microphone that I got. So I thought it would be fun to kind of listen to the difference, and maybe there's not a huge difference. I don't know. I haven't tested this out. I've always just plugged it in and let it warm up and kind of follow directions. And so I kind of wanted to do this experiment where we listen to not warmed up versus warmed up. And I kind of assumed it might sound kind of similar to how, like, if you have a tube amp, if you've ever turned one of those on and then tried to play through it, you can hear how it sounds kind of like faint and a little different. And then as it warms up, it becomes more present and louder and stuff like that. So I kind of assumed it might sound like that. But what happened when we did this filming, this test, I had my friend Evan help me, so I'll put a link to her stuff in the description. But I had her go in and then, while on camera, turn on the microphone, right? So I knew exactly when the mic got turned on. And then we listened and recorded a little bit. And what we planned on doing, and what we actually did, to be honest, what we actually did is have her sing the same phrase towards the beginning, and then, wait some time, let it warm up, and then sing the same exact phrase again after it's had enough time to warm up. So we did that, and once it was warmed up, it was fine, but there was a good amount of like weird, like kind of like windy noise. It sounded kind of like wind. It didn't really sound like electrical interference so much, but it sounded weird. And I wasn't sure what it was, and I was trying to think of what it might be in my studio if it wasn't the microphone. And it was like, the power is good. I've used the power for other things before. I've used this microphone in this space before, and it sounded fine. And who knows, maybe that was just part of the warm-up process, was kind of my thought process. And I was thinking about the signal flow that I was going from the booth to my desk here, and wondering if maybe there was something that could interfere with it there, or if there was some outside noise. But it's in my booth, and I know that much outside noise does not make it into my booth. So I was kind of thinking about this, and we recorded the footage. And then what I did was I reached out to Warm Audio to ask them about it. And I kind of told them what I was doing, what I was trying to do. And I was like, I don't want to give people bad information here. So what do you guys think? Can I send you this video to see what you think? And so I sent it to them, and they said, well, that sounds like your tube is failing. And that's apparently not what it's supposed to sound like warming up. So we have yet to do the accurate warm-up test, but what I now have is footage of a tube failing and a tube mic, and at least one example of what it can sound like when it's failing. So with that in mind, what I figured we would do this week is listen to that so you guys can hear what that sounds like. And I'm not going to play the whole video because it's like 5 to 10 minutes or so of footage. So I'll show you the start and what it sounded like initially, and then you'll hear what kind of happened is, and this was more common at first and then became farther and farther between incidences. Is that the right way to say that? Yeah. Of this like wind noise, right? And you'll hear it kind of building up and then going away and then building up and going away. So what I think I'll do is I'll start at the beginning, show you the turn on process, hear the noise, brace yourself. There's a lot of noise at the beginning, so I'm really sorry. You might want to turn down the volume now. I'm just going to give you a second to turn down the volume, and then you can turn it back up as desired. But you'll hear that. You'll hear that wind noise. It's not wind, obviously, but tube mic noise. And then I'll have some footage of it coming and going, so you can kind of hear what that sounded like. And once it had some time to warm up, it behaved for longer. At least it behaved for a while for me, so I wasn't sure if it was okay. But they've said that the tube is broken, so what I'm going to be doing is replacing that tube. So I already have a new tube. I'm going to replace it. Let me know if you want to see that process in a video as well. Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, for now, what we're going to be doing is listening to the sound of a broken tube in a tube microphone. And that sounds so awful. That sounds like such an awful idea, but like I would be curious. That's why I'm making this video. I would be curious to know what it sounds like because, obviously I didn't really know what it might sound like. I've had good luck apparently with tube mics in studios. I've worked with a handful of them in like commercial studios with other people's microphones, and then now I have my own. I've worked with it a little bit, so I think I've just had good luck. I don't know. I got the demo model. Maybe that has to do with it. But anyway, now I'm just killing time, so I'm gonna roll this footage so you can hear it.
Yep. Ready? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, you let me know when you want me to go. It's like a bit crusher. I wasn't expecting. Yeah. You're supposed to let the tubes warm up, yeah? But we're like, no way! But we're gonna see. Is it overkill? Stay tuned to find out. Like and subscribe. I didn't mess it up. Hell yeah, I did. I mean, heck yeah, I did. Yeah. There's a bug in the mainframe. Okay, so this is the Warm Audio U67. We just we turned it on about 5 minutes ago, so it's still very fresh. And yeah, here we go. I don't wanna be funny anymore. I don't wanna be funny anymore. Lately I've been feeling like the odd man out. I heard my friends saying things I don't mean out loud. All right.
All right, so that's it. I hope someone found that interesting. I hope someone found that helpful. If you have that kind of sound that's starting to happen with a tube mic that you own, then it might be the tube failing. So go find a new tube, I guess. Warm Audio was kind enough to send me a new tube, so thank you so much to Warm Audio for sending this to me. And let me know if you guys want to see that process, that changing the tube process. I'm going to do my best and I'm going to follow directions. I will show you the directions if I make a video out of it. But other than that, the usual stuff would be very much appreciated. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I would appreciate all of that stuff. I do have a Patreon, so it's patreon.com/CatoNoise. And there's some additional content. What I've really been focusing on lately is the early release videos and then the Discord server that we're hanging out on. So if that sounds interesting to you, please feel free to check it out. It supports my channel. And other than that, I come out with new videos every Wednesday, and thank you so much for hanging out. Okay. I turned off my AC and it's 100 degrees out. Like literally, it's 100 degrees outside right now. And I can feel the heat rising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to run my air for a little bit and do some other stuff. And then I'm going to maybe film more. I don't know. But I hope everyone's doing well. I don't know what else to say, and it's really, really hot. Oh, you know what though? This is my new struggle. So my hair has started to break. You can kind of see how it's like shorter in spots, like significantly it's starting to break. So I think I might have to make my hair like a normal color again for a little while. Not that anyone cares, but yeah, I've been trying to figure out what to do there, and that's why like I've let it grow. So I haven't had a haircut in a year. It's been over a year since I've had a haircut. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just cut it myself and then let it dye it normal again at some point when this gets really long. But right now I'm just in denial. So my hair's breaking. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is great. I don't really care too much, but don't know what to do about it. So just gonna do other things instead. And that's fine, right? I can just do other things. Okay. Bye.